Megan is a cunt. I'm sorry, it had to be said. Love Island UK episode 14, and I was going into this preparing for the drama of the sleepover, and it didn't exist. And to be honest, the whole sleepover situation the night was pretty boring. However, we did have a little bit of drama back at the villa. Shakira told Harry that she was talking to Megan, and Megan says that she was more sexually attracted to Connor and that she was getting like a wee bit giddy or whatever. And we seen that conversation and it did happen. Now, was she blushing? No, but she was saying, oh, like, I'm getting myself into a bit of a pickle or whatever. And she did like a wee bit like, right, no big deal. But at the time, even I was thinking, she probably shouldn't be telling Harry this. It's no secret that I absolutely fucking detest Harry. However, I don't think that he was in the wrong for telling Tommy. I don't think he was trying to start drama. I don't think he was trying to get in the middle of anything. I genuinely think he was just trying to look out for Tommy. So Harry was obviously upset, and he says to Megan, I've got no problems with you getting to know Harry, but I just think the way he's went about it is really disrespectful when he was like touching your leg and he pulled you for a chat without saying to me first. Just the same thing that he's been saying for the past week. Now, if you watch my other videos, you'll know that I didn't really like Tommy at the start because he came in and he was like, oi oi, and I'm a geezer and all that shit that I can't stand. But I have to say, he has been a nice guy. He has been a gentleman. He has been, like, he's been good. I can be a bit of a shit judge of character at times. Talking about being a shit judge of character, I really liked Megan at the start, and I've liked her pretty much up until recently. And there's been a lot of people in comments saying that they didn't trust Megan, they thought she was a bitch, they thought she was sly and all that. And I was like, oh no, I actually think she's nice. But the night, I totally can admit that I was wrong. She's not a nice person whatsoever. Megan had the audacity to be in a huff with Tommy because he believed what Harry said. And what Harry said was pretty much true. And she denied it. Then Connor pulled Tommy for a chat, and Megan that were sitting over listening in, and Tommy says, I think you've been disrespectful the way you went about it. You were stroking her leg. You didn't tell me first that you were going to speak to her. You're the one on the first day who said, if you're going to get to know somebody else's girl, fine, but let them know first. And then he said, oh, I don't need to ask you for permission. At no point did Tommy say, you have to ask me for permission. All he said was, you says, say to the guys first, and you didn't do that. Several times now. How many times have they had chats? Fucking countless times. And he's never once went to him and says, oh, by the way, I'm going to pull her for a chat. Tommy was obviously upset, and rightfully so. So the two of them, they weren't arguing, but they were having a wee bit of a like heated discussion. And Megan was over listening, and she's like, oh, this is great, or whatever she said. And I thought, she's a fucking cunt. She knows how sensitive he is. She knows that he's struggling, and she's over there laughing because they're having a heated discussion over her and basically like fighting over her. Not really fighting, but like disagreeing. And she's thinking this is great, and I thought, she's an absolute fucking bitch. So when Tommy and Megan were in bed, I think she turned round and tried to speak to him or whatever, and he turned round, and then she was raging and he got up and left the room. So the next day, Connor pulled her for a chat and they went to the terrace. The terrace of all places. He is upset, right? He's been crying to Harry. She knows that he's upset. And she goes to the terrace. She doesn't even say, oh, do you know what? Maybe now's not a good time to go to the terrace because I know that he's a wee bit upset. No, she just fucks off. Doesn't give him a second thought. When Tommy and Connor were having their chat, Tommy said, you told Megan that if there was a recoupling, you would definitely pick her. And he said, I didn't say that, but you get to kiss her and cuddle her at night and talk to her in bed. I only get to pull her for chats during the day, and there's only so much you can get to know somebody like that. So he's blatantly saying, that he would pick Megan. I don't really know how they're expecting Tommy to react. So while Megan and Connor were on the terrace, poor Tommy was down, and he was sitting with Meg and Alima because their men are away over to the sleepover. And he's obviously upset, right? And they two are upstairs, and he says, oh, if there was a recoupling, who would you pick? And she says, oh, yesterday it would have been Tommy, but last night he turned away from me in bed. I'm raging at him because he believed Harry over me, or whatever other shite she talks. She's got an absolute cheek to be in a huff with him because she did say those things. And then the two of them kissed, and I just thought, you know what, absolutely fuck off. Fuck off. And I know that they're allowed to explore, and I know they've been getting to know each other or whatever, but the timing of this is absolutely fucking diabolical. The two of them do not give one fuck. And I know you're not there to make friends, right? So he says to Harry, you shouldn't have to hold yourself back in case you hurt your friend's feelings. Aye, okay, that's all fine and well. But he should have pulled Tommy to the side and says, by the way, I'm going to pull her for a chat, or by the way, I like her, I'm interested in her, or anything, or even told Emily or anything. But no, he's just an absolute fucking dick. And you know what? The two of them fucking deserve each other. I genuinely think the two of them are a bunch of fucking skis bag bastards. I hope they end up together, and I hope Tommy ends up with somebody who's actually nice and who doesn't treat him like shit and who doesn't take him for granted. Meanwhile, Emily's over at the sleepover villa and she says, I like Willie's nice, but there's no connection there, not like the way it is with Connor. And they're all sitting saying to her, oh, once you're out the villa, he's going to realise how much he misses you. Like, don't worry about it. And she says, either he's going to miss me or he's going to realise that he doesn't want to be with me and just forget me. And I was like, aye, Willie's up on the terrace, fucking kissing in secret like a fucking wee skis bag cunt. So aye, he has forgot about you. And you know what? You can do better. I feel like I kind of want Emily and Tommy to get together, but when Tommy had to kiss who he would be paired up with if it wasn't Megan, he kissed Shakira. So I don't even know if he really likes Emily. I think he's only been pulling her for chats because Connor's away talking to his woman. Dijon was speaking to Caprice over in the sleepover villa, and she was saying something like, oh, I think this could be good, or I feel a vibe, or whatever, and he was like, same, right? And then Dijon was speaking to Poppy, and he says, oh, I haven't been occupied in the villa. So when the villa got the text message with the video, they seen this. And let's be honest, it's not the worst thing that villagers have ever been sent via video message. But that was only day one. Alima was raging. She says, mine's is the worst. He says he hasn't been occupied in the villa, so he's just been bored. I've not been entertaining him. And she's said the whole episode, nobody gets a second chance with me. If he does anything, that's that. Well, we're about to find out if that's true. By the way as well, did you notice her dress and earrings at the start of the episode? 10 out of 10. For whatever reason, Helena is still pining over Harry. I'm never going to understand it. Connor told Dijon and somebody else that he kissed Megan. I can't remember who it was. Was it Harry? And Meg told Megan, so it's only a matter of time before the whole fucking villa finds out. So, on last night's episode, it said tomorrow night, and then it made it look so dramatic, and then it was so not dramatic. So, it's made tomorrow night's look dramatic. Is that going to be dramatic? Who knows? I kind of hope that they send some bombshells into the villa while they're away at the sleepover, and I hope that Tommy finds somebody else. I hope he finds somebody nice. But I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.